So this is a quick video showing how you can restrict the character to the path. So first of all, let's just get into a position where we can see the entire map and switch off the post-processing so that we can see this. And then we need to hide the trees. So just go to the terrain asset and then into the settings and switch off the draw tree objects, okay, so that we can now see the paths. What we're going to do is draw objects in these sections here in order to restrict them. So I would recommend installing ProBuilder, which you can do from Window and Package Manager. It's in the Unity registry, and just find it in the list and then install. Okay, once you have that, then we just simply go to Tools, ProBuilder and ProBuilder Window. This is not in an older version of Unity. If you're using the newer version, ProBuilder 6, you will see ProBuilder icons on this window at the top here. Okay, so what I want to do, create a new poly shape. Poly shape allows you simply to draw a shape that matches anything. So we're going to basically match this item here. You can use the scroll on your mouse in order to zoom in and out. And then once we get close to this, we just click and that auto completes it. Now what it's doing at the moment is actually moving up or down. I'll just click there anyway. It's a minus number at the moment, so I'll change that to maybe 12. What it does is it brings it up, and we can now see that we've actually got a physical object that the character can no longer pass through. Okay, if we now take a look in the inspector, we've got ourselves a poly shape, but we also have a mesh collider. So if I switch off the actual mesh renderer, we can now see that we've got a collider. We're not interested in seeing the mesh, we're only interested in the collider because the character will not be able to walk through that. And now we can simply do the same for the next bit. So we've got a little triangular piece down here. So once again, we just simply go to ProBuilder, click on New Poly Shape, and then click back on it again in order to start creating. So just going to draw this one. And when you line it up with the last piece, it will then line it up. Once you click here, you still have the extrusion options. I'll set it to about 12. If you've accidentally clicked off that, in the inspector, the extrusion is right there in the inspector. Okay, so you can go back at any time to change that. And as we see, when we switch off the mesh renderer, we've now got the mesh collider. So we simply want to do that now for the other two pieces. And we can now see that we've got 4 of those 4 poly shapes on there. We could also restrict the outer edge as well. If you want to do this, I would recommend doing it in 2 sections. So over in ProBuilder, just new poly shape, maybe start somewhere in the middle, and you're just going to follow the outer edge of the path. If you want them to go on the beach, obviously just change the shape a little bit to allow access on there. And maybe up to around here. So then we're just simply going to draw a shape. It really doesn't matter about the outer part of the shape. Just click it like this and maybe bring this up once again to about a 12. And I'm actually going to leave that shape on so that I can see the next shape that I draw. So I want to start pretty close to it. I'm just going to follow this around. Yep, looks good. So once again, doesn't matter about the outside of the shape. Even if the 2 shapes overlap, that's fine. And let me take a look. It looks like I might have drawn that in Yep, I've drawn that an unusual shape. So sometimes that can happen. If need be, just delete it. Okay, so what happened there was I probably started drawing on the top of this shape. So maybe I'll start in the middle here. That will guarantee that I'll get it accurate. It kind of conforms to the normal of whatever you're drawing on. Okay, so come out like this. That's better. Okay, and now we can see that that is lining up nicely. So we've now basically restricted the entire outer piece. With both of these, obviously just switch off the mesh renderer so that you don't actually see it. All we're really interested in is the mesh colliders. So now with all of these objects, we've simply got colliders that are preventing the character from passing through those areas. The only areas where they can walk now is on the actual path. Okay, you're not interested in seeing those, but just keep them there in case if you do have to change those later. Now we can go back to our terrain and simply switch back on our trees, and then we can switch back on our post-processing. And obviously when we get close again to this, you won't notice any kind of a change visually, but when you have your character, you will notice that they will not be able to actually walk across the grass or through the rocks or through any trees. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out.